access, no matter where they are. Today, we are going to continue our focus on French-speaking artists for the month of July. And I decided to make French-speaking artists our theme because we have both American independence and French Independence Days during July. And the French were our allies during our war for independence. So it seemed to make sense to me to look at French-speaking artists. The artist for today is a gentleman named Jean Fouquet. And we are going to start with a slideshow of his work. We are going to share it. Excuse me, I suddenly seem to be having an allergy reaction, an allergic reaction to something. Those of you who are new to the class, I like to start with a little bit of art history and art appreciation to kind of pump up our creative juices. Good morning, Tamara. Welcome. Come on in. I need to move this out of the way somehow. Here we go. Jean Fouquet is credited with inventing what is called miniaturist painting. He was born a long time ago in 1420, and he was one of the first artists who bridged the period we call Gothic to Renaissance art. He was born in France, and he was a painter. Everyone at home, you can see the first slide. If someone could give me a thumbs up to let me know. No one.
We can see the cover of your
Thank
PowerPoint.
You. The first slide. Thank you. Jean Fouquet. Here we go. He was a master of panel painting and manuscript illumination. And as I mentioned before, the inventor of the portrait miniature. So portrait miniatures were exactly that. They were tiny portraits that people wanted to have that they could carry around with them. They were portable miniatures. Maybe we could call them the precursor to photos, snapshots that we now have of our loved ones. They didn't have cameras or phones back in the 1420s. So the miniature was their way of having paintings that they could carry around. So this is one of his early paintings in a more Gothic style. This is a digital copy of the painting, so it's very blurry, difficult to see. You can see that he has adopted some Renaissance techniques because of the perspective in this image. Morning, Sally. You can see that the image is going back in space, which is a Renaissance invention. So Laura, when I'm in slideshow doing the cursor is sometimes impossible for me. There is a student waiting to be admitted. If you could help me do that, thank you. All right. Brilliant color. This was part of the Gothic as well as the Renaissance aesthetic. In fact, color had meaning for both Gothic and Renaissance artists. For example, Mary, the Virgin Mary, frequently wore blue or violet. That was her color. All of the colors had meaning. I am not an expert on this topic, but if you want to find out more about it, you can. Any comments on this first image? Frequently, Gothic painting had religious, Christian significance. The Gothic painters were hired or commissioned by religious bishops, popes, people like that to do art for their churches and cathedrals. Often kings and queens would commission artists to do images. Okay, so let's move on. He was the first French artist to travel to Italy and experience firsthand the early Renaissance. I don't have the ability to take my cursor and move the toolbar at the top. Forgive me, everyone. It's annoying, right? But when I'm in slideshow, the cursor is not available to me. So this is a close-up of the image we were just looking at. And I wanted to show this to you so you could see the incredible skill of this artist. The detail, the attention to color, skin tone, shading is quite amazing in Fouquet's work. He may have studied under the Juvenal master in Nantes, and the Juvenal master's works were formally assumed to be the early works by Fouquet. So there's some confusion about the validity of this history. But sometime between 1445 and 1447, he traveled to Italy, where he came under the influence of Roman Quattrocento artists such as Fra Angelico and Fiorete. During the 1450s, he began working at the French court, where he counted on kings Charles VII and his successor Louis XI among his many patrons. So the kings of France commissioned him to do these incredible artworks. Some of the feeling of his artwork is still quite Gothic. The rendering, the hands, for instance, still have the kind of very flat Gothic quality to them. But when you look at the face, it's much more Renaissance in style because of the shading. The cornice work of the marble behind this figure has absolutely perfect perspective, which he must have learned from the Renaissance artists of that time.
Liz?
Yes, Jane.
Could you flip back to the larger image once more for a moment?
I don't know. I'll try.
Oh, sorry.
I might have to wait till I go through the whole slideshow.
That's all right. Yeah.
I don't have the cursor available to me.
Yeah. I also wanted.
I can only move forward at this point.
Okay. I just wanted to comment on the rendering of texture, like the velvet of the gown and the marble. It's really quite amazing.
It is indeed. I agree. We can do that at the end if you remind me, okay?
Okay.
So he was also heavily influenced by the Van Eycks, and the Van Eycks were Renaissance painters, but they were Flemish, and they helped form the basis of early 15th century French art. And Fouquet became the founder of an important new school of art in France. The combination of this Tuscan or Italian style of art with the Van Eyck's work became a very French style of art. in the late 1400s. Again, he worked for Charles VII, the treasurer of France, Etienne Chevalier, and the chancellor, Guillaume, not sure how to pronounce William, Heather, help me out. Guillaume Juvenal des Ursins. Guillaume, thank you. Guillaume Juvenal des Ursins. Near the end of his career, he became court painter to Louis XI. Louis XI, I should say, Louis XI. Okay, so you can see that he's an incredible portraitist. Look at the expression on this guy's face. I mean, he looks completely alive to me and exciting, and doesn't he look so silly to me? He's a guy I would like to meet. He looks kind of comical and fun.
After how many views?
Well, yeah, I don't know. He's definitely old and wizened and seasoned, but maybe he's even drunk, who knows? But he definitely has character. So the Gothic artists would never have tried to portray the personality of the person they were painting. So this is an innovation. Renaissance artists started painting everyday people, and they tried to convey the personality or the feeling that they saw in the person's face. There's a definite twinkle in this guy's eye. I like it. Here's something to look at for when you paint or draw. We're not going to paint today. When you draw the human face, notice the size of the nose. It is in terrific proportion in this face. If you were to take the length of the eye and measure it with the length of the nose, those of you who are my veteran students, the length of the eye is the same as the length of the nose from the bridge of the nose to the tip. Really? It looks bigger on this gentleman. I can prove it to those of you who are in-house. This distance on every face is always the same. Really?
How come it looks bigger? Longer?
It looks bigger because the base of his nose is quite large. So from here to here, it's kind of bulbous. And it gives the illusion that his nose is bigger than it actually appears to be. However, the other thing, folks at home, you can't really see this, I'm sorry. The other thing to remember, look at this. From the inside corner of the eye, you can drop a straight line and it always hits the outside corner of the nose. Look. It's pretty extraordinary. So the width of the space between the eyes is an eye length. Look at this. The Greeks made a formula, a mathematical formula called the golden mean that shows the exact measurements of the perfect proportions of the human face. Now, there are anomalies. Not every human face fits the golden mean, but there are faces that do fit the golden mean. It's incredible. Look it up. It really is real. All right. Any comments about this picture? How are we feeling about Monsieur Fouquet?
You know what? He reminds me of a court jester.
He does. He's, you know, the king's fool.
Yeah.
Who is the Shakespeare character? Come on, Liz. Falstaff. He's a Falstaffian looking kind of guy. Or an old drunk. I don't know, but he has this fur cap, so I don't know. He's a man of means, I think. His clothing is kind of wonderful. All right, I want to move on. So one final interesting thing about Fouquet, I think, he's often connected with the French court's attempt to solidify the whole idea of French nationality, because he was alive during France's long struggle of the 100-Year War. The 100 Years' War with England, when France was just emerging as a world power. And Fouquet was one of the people who helped make France a nation. It wasn't yet a nation. It was a kind of conglomerate of different states, kind of like Germany at that point also was a conglomerate of different duchies, not a country yet. Countries were evolving in Europe. Italy too was city-states, yes. All right, so this is another detail. Absolutely love this man's face. Reminds me of Bill. Where is Bill? Oh, it's missing in action. But really a beautiful, gentle face in this person.
How about that hair?
Yes, well, he's a monk, I think, with a tonsure. That's what they call this, right? A tonsure, when it's got the little fringe around the bald spot. Here's another monk. Another lovely face, right, Sally?
Yeah, I mean, except for the hair and clothing, they see, it could be a person of today.
Yes, it could be anyone. Heather's saying if you didn't see the medieval hairstyle, it could be anybody walking down the street. You're absolutely right. This portrait is so real and wonderful. It could be anyone. You could see this guy on Fifth Avenue. I love the dark, rich brown background and the black robe. It really makes you focus on this person's face. So Fouquet's choice of color is pure genius.
And the lights were.
And the light projected from the left. Yeah, Heather, you're right. Really makes the shadow on the right side of his face look very dramatic. This guy's a bit strange. Yeah. So this is the kind of portrait Fouquet is famous for. Now, on this one, the nose does look a bit bizarre, I have to admit. So I feel that the nose on this one is a bit elongated. But I don't know, we could measure.
Are these all miniatures?
I'm sorry, Margot, say it again louder. Oh, yeah, it's too.
Are these all miniature paintings?
Yeah, so the individual portraits are now miniatures. Good question. Thank you for asking. So these would be the pocket size paintings that he was often commissioned to do. And this nose is way out of proportion. No human being would ever have a nose this large. I don't know. Good question, Sally. Thank you for asking. I have no idea why he made it so large. And I wonder how the person who sat for this portrait felt about it. I don't know. Maybe it was a sign of wealth, or I don't know. Maybe it was a compliment.
Maybe it was like an actor.
Yeah, maybe it's a fake nose.
Yeah. The hat was.
Right. The hat is. I mean, hold on, everyone. I'm going to text our model. See if he's on the way. And look at this extraordinary face. I believe this is a man, if it matters. I think this is a man. And I'm guessing he's probably a judge of some kind. I love this portrait. Yeah, the eyelashes are very pale. And the eyebrows too. That's what happens to us elderly. Start losing all the hair. Yeah, speak for myself. But again, the expression, I think Fouquet was a master of capturing expression. The surprise, it's like a look of complete surprise on this person's face. And the proportions in this face are much more accurate. Let's see. Still too big, but it's closer. It's closer to correct. So off by maybe a hair. Great use of shading. This person looks like he's never seen the light of day. So pale. Oh, here he is. Sorry, Bill. No. Oh, yeah. Well, join the club. Yay. And I chose this picture because I don't ever recall seeing a Virgin Mary portrayed in this way. So I thought it was interesting. And compared to all the other images we looked at, this one is so not realistic.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show it. And so incredibly sexual for a religious piece of art. And the baby is also exposed, which is very unusual. But I think it's a beautiful painting. Again, I wish I could move that toolbar. So, but the next picture, you're going to see more of the jeweled crown, so you can see the details. What, Daniel? They're very wrong, aren't they? They're completely fake.
They're too separated.
Too separated, and then perfectly round. Not going to see a woman built like that ever. Yeah, it's very kind of a surreal image.
Is that part of a larger picture?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Alice. Sorry. I do love the red cherubs, the red and blue cherubs. How shiny they are. I find them very interesting. And how shiny, everything is shiny, as if they're made out of marble that's then been painted. So maybe that's the whole idea, that it's really statuary and not really supposed to be people. I don't know. But wait till you see the next picture. It's a close-up. Why do you think? Can you put into words? Sally, you said that's good. A lot of detail. Look at the ear and the eyes. Yes. Perfect little lips. It's just, don't you just
see that in the
you did not see that in the larger painting. And the colors, don't you just, you want to touch this baby.
no.
It's scary, baby. It's a little creepy.
I'll show you.
Yeah. Your grandchild is very, very touchable. Yes. Me? No. I don't recall ever saying that, but I maybe. I don't remember ever saying that, but it's possible. Laura asked me, those of you at home, I'm sure you didn't hear it. Laura wanted to know if artists of that period of time used dwarfs to paint babies. I don't know. It'd be something to research. I don't know the answer to that. I love the ear. I think the ear is so beautifully made in this painting. All right. And here's one of those cherubs. That's creepy. It looks more like the devil's idea of a cherub. All right. So, and here's Mary's face, and you can see more of the extraordinary detail in Mary's crown. The hair is pulled up and behind and underneath the crown. Yes, so white. No one is this color. It's more like marble.
But I love how he did the veil.
Yes, the diaphanous translucent
amazing.
veil is incredible, the way the highlights. I believe this is the last image. Yes. Jane, did you want me to go back to the first?
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Not necessary.
Okay. So I'm going to stop the share on this slideshow and tell everyone what we are going to do today. It's going to be tricky because I want to do a demonstration for those, because we have 2 new students today, and I want to give them instruction. You know what we're going to do? Laura, I don't think the people at home need this demonstration because you're all veteran students at home. Oh, no, wait, there's one new person, Diane. Diane, have you ever been a member of this class before?
No.
Okay, so we are going to have to, Laura, do this demo with the person at home. I'm sorry, folks at home. So folks at home, I'm going to start you off first. I'm going to recommend that you find a mirror and you do your warm-ups. You can do a self-portrait, or if you have a large photograph of someone's face, I want you to start doing your warm-up of a person's face. And I recommend you start with a quick 3-minute, very fast sketches. Or if you want to watch the demonstration, those of you at home, it never hurts to have a review. All right? Those of you here at the library, Bill is going to pose for you, please, Bill. And Bill, I want you to wear, you brought your hat. I would like you to wear a hat because Monsieur Fouquet likes those hats, those funny hats. Yeah, that's bad luck. Don't open my hat. In-house.
Sit here,
And
look at you.
you're gonna look at the camera.
This is hard.
And I'm wondering, Laura, to the camera so that people here can watch the demo. So if people, yeah, we do that every week. We do that every week. We're doing a demonstration first. Yes, please. Those of you who are new, if you have done a lot of drawing in your life and you feel ready to draw, go right ahead and do it. So we are going to start with 3-minute warm-ups. I want you to focus on Bill's face today. If you are not in a good place to see Bill, you may move. You can move your chair somewhere else. Or you can look at Bill's face on the screen. Although most of what you're going to be seeing on the screen, you know, it's my hand drawing. Any questions? Paper and drawing equipment is at the back, Sally and Sarah. Sally, I want you to meet the other Sally. You guys can meet.
I think she did yoga.
Oh, you've already met?
I think she goes to yoga.
Okay, cool. Hi, Belle.
Hi, how are you?
So this is.
I love
Go ahead,
that. Sure.
please. Not really. Okay, never mind. Maybe we can. We'll try. You gonna stop in the alley? Oh. Apologies about the paper. It's so damp that when I went to use the paper cut, it wouldn't cut properly because the paper is so soft and damp. Oh, I forgot to put my timer. Yeah, you may start. Everyone begin. And I'm going to start the demo in 1 more second. 3 minutes. Or you're going to watch my demo. Oh. Sharpener should be, looks like, come on, ready? Oh, there. Well. And you might want to do eraser. Erasing is a wonderful thing. And Sally, I'm about to start the demonstration if you want to watch. So I guess I'm gonna go. So we're setting up the camera, everyone at home, you can't see yet, so sorry. Where's my new friend Sally? Sally, until we have the camera set up, come stand here and watch. Okay. See from where you are, I'm gonna get up and watch. Here, you gonna watch? And Diane, can you hear me? Folks at home, can you hear me? Wait, no. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you see the image, the demonstration image?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to start the demonstration. You can't see me, but just a reminder, the human face is an oval. Wider at the top, narrower at the bottom. Bill, you have 1 minute left. It is also symmetrical. So the same on both sides. If I were to cut it in half, you'd have an eye on both sides and half a nose and half a mouth, ears on both sides. You can measure proportion on the human face by eye lengths. I put the razor end of my pencil on the inner corner of the eye. Put my fingers on the outer corner of my eye. That's an eye length. Human face is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eye lengths wide. Even if the face is round and wide or long and narrow, it is 5 eye lengths wide. The distance between the eyes, from here to here, is 1 eye length. The nose, from the bridge to the tip, is 1 eye length. Pretty amazing. If you drop a straight line from the inner corner of the eye, it will show you where the outer edge of the nostril lies on the face. Look at that. On both sides, it's true. If you drop a straight line from the pupil straight down, it hits the outer corner of the mouth. See that? There is a mathematical precision to the proportion of the human face. Now, artists, what happened? I think this pose is done. Let's start a new one, Bill. What happened? Artists like to start with light guidelines for the face. Start with an oval, the egg shape, wider at the top, narrower at the bottom. Folks at home, it's very light. I hope you can see. Then, because the face is symmetrical, a guideline in the middle. You want to keep your guidelines light because you're going to want to erase them when you're done. How far down do you put the eyes? Well, you can measure. How many eye lengths is it from the hairline? Now we've got an eye length, bridge. Difficult. It's maybe an eye length and a half. So really, it's almost halfway down the face where we put the guideline for the eyes. I like to make my guidelines curved because the human head is round. Then I like to put a guideline for the nose. The bottom of the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. Bottom of the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. The mouth is halfway between the nose and the chin. So I put another guideline for that. Notice I'm not using a ruler. It's okay if you're off slightly. You can always make corrections as you go. Now, human eye on every person is different, but it is quite large. It fills almost the whole face. And I like to start with the brow because it is different on every person. So you want to focus on the brow and do it lightly first. There is an upper eyelid. Want to work on that. The upper eyelid has an inner line and an outer edge. And after I draw the upper lid, I like to draw the retina or the colored part of the eye. I don't go immediately to the bottom part of the eye. I don't draw the eye. This is an okay way to draw an eye, but it doesn't help you really see the shape of the eye. Once I've gotten the size and shape of the colored part of the eye, which is quite large, by the way, then I can notice the shape of the bottom eyelid, and I can put that in. The white of the eye is quite small. You can barely see any white of the eye. The colored part of the eye fills up the whole eye, pretty much. What's going on with my timer, Bill? One more minute. It's being very weird. One more minute for this pose, everyone. The upper lid first. Some people have heavy upper lids. And then I look at the retina, which is large. Then I can look at the shape of the lower lid, and so on. The nose I build by looking at the shadow. I build the nose by using shading. No line. Most of the shadow is created by the light around the eye socket. And remember that the width of the upper part of the nose is one eye length wide. Look at the shadow. Bill, let's move to a new pose, please. Ready, Bill? Begin, everybody. And don't want to get your fingers dirty. There are some of these at the back table. It's called a stump or a blender. Somebody, this one's very dirty. Blend. Shading this way. So in by the eyes is where the most of the shadow is, and the outer corner of the nose, outer edges of the nose, is where there's shadow. Looking at the bottom of the nose here. Looking at Eileen at the moment.
Oh, my dark circles under my eye.
No, this is so dirty. That's why it's so dark. So I've used no lines to create the nose. And the mouth, remember I said the mouth, the outer corner, the mouth comes straight down from the pupil of the eye, so you make a little mark on either side. Everyone's lips are a different shape. I'm gonna keep it light so I can erase. There we have the basic workings of the human. The outer edges of the lips are darker than the inner part of the lips because they're 3D. Sure. The only dark line we have on the map is in the middle. The lips are separate. Color. With the eye, even people who have very pale colored eyes, it's part of the eye is colored and it's not white. Yes, I'm going to show you how you can do that. If you want your person to look alive, you have to leave a little patch of light so that the eye is reflected. Start going back to get details. See, start at the hair. Different. Ears are covered up. I can see her. This eye is, I mean, this eye way too small. So even folks who've been trying a long time are going to make mistakes. It's okay. We learn through mistakes. All right, so get started, everybody. I've shown you the basics. Start with an oval, do your guidelines. Eyes are halfway down. Nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. Mouth is halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. I'm gonna come around to help everybody. And Bill, enough already with this book. So I want you to now face this way and we're,
The other chair.
yes. We're gonna do some 5-minute poses now. Looks nothing like Eileen. Looks nothing like Eileen. But I wanted to show folks how to do it. And that's how you do it. You need paper and pencil in your cell. Now you're gonna be looking at Bill. Great. Are you gonna hold this? What's wrong with my time? Yeah. Want to take a picture of this? How about? Bit of you around the eyes. Bit of you around the eyes. So this is a 5-minute pose that we want. We're gonna look at the TV screen now.
Oh, good.
How do you think about the face? Full face. Yeah.
Okay, so he's from
This I'm thinking this is the first time you've ever done this? Yeah, so I want you to look full face. Yes, start with the oval. Keep your lines in very light and pale. It's like learning how to ride a bicycle. First time you rode a bike, did you stay upright? Sally?
No.
Yes. So it took a few times before you mastered the skill. You're welcome. Then going forward, Lisa, turn your feet off during this class. You want to relax during this class and have quiet. Do you know how to turn your phone off, Lisa? No. No, it's not turned off. Will not get any phone. Oh. Good. It's the timer. Oh, don't drop me now. Very good. That buttons. Draw from memory. It's impossible to draw from memory. Even the greats, like Leonardo and Michelangelo, they all had models that they looked at. Remember to keep looking at Bill. Don't try and do it from memory. Like this is portions are terrific. Me now. Well, you move. You tricked me. You move. Profile's great, but that is a little too big for this drive. It's probably one, it's long. Hopefully it'll be working. Right. Very good. Good. Based on this angle, it's well, it's what we call a 3/4 image. So it's a challenge. You can do it. So the guideline will give you more over. The other two guidelines are fine, but the middle line isn't in the middle. Beautiful begin. The lids are down a little bit lower, I think, tomorrow. The eyelids are a little droopy, maybe. Guidance. You can always. Put this to one side. Put that.
You want this,
5 minutes. And I want you to face this way. Perfect. Oh, front. Yes, over and over again. Right. Those of you who are looking at Bill's back, you can do the full figure. Or you can move. Be right back. Yeah. Line where the lashes were.
Gotcha.
Capture the upper and the line where the lashes grow. Yes. Very large. How much can I do? Very well. I forgot about my dad. What's your name? Yeah, yeah. Just 1 second, this photo is now done. Right. Just got started. Okay, dark, no. Oh, that was like. One So, this is fine. This is no. Because this looks like an ivy. Oh, okay.
Look at the hundred.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
Like that.
else. I haven't done much study.
Okay, so Bill's taking a break. Yay.
Done?
Yeah, so Bill, let's face forward, because this is now we're gonna do, what time is it? It's 11:10. Now we're gonna do a 10-minute pose, everyone. And you can look at the TV screen. I'm gonna ask Bill that we not cover your face. We have some people who are just starting out today, and they need to see a bit. Adorable. That's good, that's good. How long you hold that? I don't, I can email. But I don't. So, yeah. Show it to her. In the digital. Or printed. All right, again, it's a longer pose. Start with your oval. Sally, keep practicing your eyes. Those of you who are feeling rusty or not confident today, just draw part of the face. Just draw eyes or just draw noses. Practice makes perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
This is excellent, right, my dear. One thing, look at my eyes. There is what is the tiny black thing? Is that the retina? Never.
Yeah, which is what? Right, that's the little tiny thing in the
Okay,
middle.
so you need the retina. So,
That's what I.
so you got the color part, the pupil, right? And then you need to put that back.
You want it.
Oh, yeah. But leave the little tiny white patch. And this white patch, we need to make it black.
Oh, okay. But then you have to do that.
You're
not-
getting it, you're
yeah.
doing great. So good. The real. A great beginning, but if you care about accuracy on this one, add some tea with it. Great. You can, thinner, maybe some shading around the eyes somewhere. It's a beautifully drawn face. What? Shadow. Yeah, you can do it with shade. Look. So, oh, you can see. It's slit open. Now he's open. But before it was like that. just eyelids like yours, I'd be wearing blue or shell every day. What do you think?
Borrow?
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have any. I don't bother purchasing it. I got nothing to put it on. Down. Yeah, just for me. Okay. That's good, thank you. You can do what you do. From the neck to the shoulder, from here to here, it's the same length as the. Because I'm tired. I'm gonna do it. I don't know why you sighed. Fresh. You're capturing. Now this. Oh, we lost our image. Why that keeps happening. Bill, we have 3 minutes more. I'm just. Just keep going. Yeah, the proportions are great. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. It's getting. Got it. With it, you enlarge it. You want to grab down. Notice the space. Very good. Yeah, she doesn't have much eyelid. Reduce this or that. Goodness. It's a goodness. I'm toothless, yeah.
I said teach. You teach, so you're not teaching.
I'm not teased. No. Yeah, it's too far. She does, her lips are up here. But. So. And then. On the exaggerated. I would get rid of it. Yeah. I would make it. Yeah, I would make the whites of the eye much smaller. That's yes. Herbs. Yes. And then the people who know less light. Side of the Hey guys, you're not gonna do it perfect the first time around, and every artist has a bad day. You're not gonna have the best day every single time you put pencil to paper. And those of you who are here for the first time, just jumping right into portraiture is a challenge. It's a challenge. A lot of my students who are here today have been coming for years. Have they really? Yes. Okay. That's why you're so good. It's being, yeah. I am. All right, so the time now is 11:22, so let's do one for 10 minutes here. And then to a 15 or a 20 minute to finish off the class. Face Eileen, because she hasn't had a chance yet. Yeah. I can see it. It's really. Yeah. Or a little more up. I'm just trying to do the side of the side. The whole idea that you're only throwing one stick. Right. It's, most people don't even get that. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Try drawing nose. Try drawing nose. I've been trying to do that. One step. It's much harder to remove the bar. It's much easier to add. But I loved the attitude of the figure. It's pretty cool. I haven't checked on the people at home, not once. They're probably hating on me. Folks at home, are you okay? I have abandoned you. Forgive me. Lizzie, Margot,
All good.
Doris. I seem to have lost the new student. Diane, are you still with us? Yikes, forgive me.
So
Over.
maybe for a future class, like the proportions from a side view, like how do you figure that out?
Yes, we have done that.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, we've done profile. I just didn't have time to work on that today.
Oh, no, yeah, it's a different lesson.
And we have 2 new students here, so trying to get them caught up, Lizzie, sorry. But we have done
I'm
profile.
just,
I'm not
as I start
sure.
to do it, I'm thinking, whoa, how do you approach this?
it was a while ago. I mean, I guess you'd have to go through all the old YouTubes.
Oh, well, somewhere along the line.
Oh, Stephanie had an appointment. She had to go. Jane had to go early. Okay.
I'm still here.
Margot's still here. God
Just
bless.
have-
Susan's still here. Doris and Lizzie are still here. Yay. Forgive me for. I hope you didn't feel ignored. Oh, now I'm ignoring everyone here. Can't win. Thank you, Danielle, for alerting me.
Great. So,
Yes, this is great. So, great. So nice and big. That's what you want. I thought of making the drawing perfect.
We lost the picture. We lost the model. Thank you.
Magic. Sometimes it requires more. Those are great, but this one is you. This is you have warmed up. I really like this one too. Maybe right tomorrow at 5:30 tomorrow. So I'm constantly Russo. That's. Oh, really? Oh, that's gonna be your friend. Excuse me, where is this right? Well, I'm not sure it's public. There's something on my I have a neighbor who's very concerned about that, so she's talked him into walking. Oh, Second Street. Yeah. She wants to show him where all the bad girls.
All right.
Tell your son it's forbidden. Tell you, your art class is your time. Suggest. Lisa, look. Lisa, from here, bigger. Forehead part. Hairline is higher. More forehead. You know, the brain is big. We need more room for the brain here. Yeah. Let's let Bill stretch for a minute.
Okay, go next.
Check on the folks at home. We good? Did you stretch long enough? Because it's going to be a biggie.
How big?
Kelly, I'll get to you. Can we do 20 minutes? Sure.
Where you want me to go? Oh, okay. Hey, go ahead.
Let's face the camera again. That way everybody will see full face in one way, shape, or form. You got another hat or no? Just that one?
I got this, I could turn it inside out.
Oh, shit.
That's good. You can't hold your arms like that for 20 minutes, child. You cannot. Okay.
Good.
It's gonna be hard. Can you do it? You might be able to do that. Just relax. Just sit back and relax. Okay. So this is a very long pose, guys. So now you have a chance to really get those details in. And I don't think I want to share today, but people are kind of dragging. Unless people are desperate to share. Folks at home, do you want to share? Most people are even off screen.
I'm good.
You good, Margot? Oh, Margot wants to share.
There we go. Can you see it? There we go.
Wow, Margot, great.
There's my reference.
Woohoo, Lagoon lady. Yeah, give her more hair. I want more hair on this person.
Yes, always.
Very nice. Send me the JPEG and I will give you more comments offline. Thank you, Margot. Working hard today. All right, so let's start.
Oh, I
this-
love your bicycle.
Yeah, I love the bicycle.
Thank you. Yeah, that is.
Susie had to leave. Bye, Susie. Okay, so we're now going to focus on Bill for a long 20-minute pose. And let's begin. Oh, we lost our camera, Laura. So I'm going to restart the timer. Bill, last chance to do facial stretching. And begin. All right, so we have a grateful frontal. You can look at the screen now, Sally, if you want. planner book. And there. Stuff in negative chat. That's like learning. It's like learning. Keep thinking you can't. You know, but you never know what's true. So if you really want to learn, reveal yourself. Oh, really? As the you can be on day two. No,
I don't even know how many days.
Open the conversation. No,
They don't?
absolutely not.
Oh.
Listen to me, some people are born with a visual acuity. But in order to take that visual acuity and turn it into this, they have to practice. And there's a book by a man named David Hockney, who's also an artist, who has proven that they actually use mirrors. Great masters use mirrors to enable them to trace what they were looking at. Use something called the camera obscura. Oh, yeah, including Leonardo da Vinci, who invented the camera. So they had tools and tricks to help them draw as well as they do. There's also something called right brain theory that a lot of the people here have nauseated them talking about it so much. But it's all about the work. Yes, there's a book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. I can write this all down for you.
Yeah, it's a workbook that goes with it.
That sounds good.
It was a very interesting thing, like drawing faces upside down, right? This is really good. It teaches you that you have to look.
Yeah. There are two hemispheres, right? And
You've always heard of the right brain.
the right side of the brain is the visual, spatial side. That's what you're developing by looking at this. Learning to strengthen the right side of it.
What's the left side?
That's the language. That's what you've been taught your whole life to strengthen. That it's shown children who are brought up without language can draw. And as soon as you teach them language, they lose their ability. There is a child who was brought up like in a closet. It's sad, but true. He could draw like an angel. And as soon as they taught him how to speak,
So did they come back?
he lost the ability. Stay for a minute after class. I will give you the information. Very good. I heard that. Very good. I need to touch. Yeah. Hard.
Friday, something on Friday.
Back. I wouldn't touch the base too much.
For all the granite.
Even greater. No, yeah, that's done. Done. I'm not saying you're gonna ruin it. It's finished. Just rub the thing. Yeah, the proportions are better. See, they stand by the this line. Stand by the. Look, Judy, look. I'm much closer to the home. Very good. Ah, you can really see my tattoo in the street. Secret tattoo, it's no longer a secret.
When you're interested.
Well, relatively speaking. Those now are never impulses. Yeah. Do the shading, it'll be, yeah, it's a little. And then, of course, I want to do more of this color. Here. It's very Russian. Keep looking. Quiet and let's. I've only got a little over 5 minutes. Gosh, it's almost end of class. And Sally, I send out an email every week letting people know what the class is going to be about. So at the end of class, if you want to give me your email address, please do. And I'm glad you to. Yes, you've been receiving my emails? No. Oh, yeah. Maybe it landed. So folks at home, you're all gone. All right, so 4 minutes left in this class. See you next week. Those of you here, if you are finished with this drawing, you may quietly start cleaning, but we still have 3 minutes left in this pose. So you don't have to stop yet. You will have to clean up very quickly. Unless Laura, do you have a meeting or something? Do you want us to stop? Okay. Yeah, it's now under 3 minutes left in this pose. Next week, everybody, you want to come? Oh, no, there's still folks here at home. Yay. Next week will be a local artist, NDoye, and he will be here in person. He is a French-speaking artist who lives here in Hoboken. Folks at home, you will need a water bottle and something like sand to put in the bottom of your water bottle to weight it down. Folks who are coming in person, I will have all the supplies that you will need, so you don't have to worry about bringing anything. And we are going to make some interesting objects next week, inspired by Ibu's art. And Bill, you should come if you're free. It's going to be a fun class. Wednesday from 10 till noon. Oh, okay. Ibu will not be with us on next Tuesday. All right, so a little over a minute left in this pose. Hang in there, Bill. And thank you, Bill, for posing for us today. You are our favorite. We have many good models. We are lucky. We are lucky. So lucky. There is nowhere else on this planet that I know of where you can get a free life drawing class. Nowhere. So lucky. Folks at home, I'm going to put in the chat my email address. If you want to send me JPEGs of your work for comments, please do so. And this pose is now done. And it is now 11:59. So all of you, those of you here and at home, thank you for coming to Art with Liz. And I will see you next week for our final French-speaking artist and our final class of July. Incredible and hard to believe, but true. So à bientôt, as they say in France. I will see you soon. And thank you for coming. Art on.